Hello, everyone, and welcome to All About Tennis podcast. This is our third episode, and our guest for today is Philippine Davis Cup player since 2010 and ranked as high as ATP 129 in the world. He is also the current ATP Challenger defending champion in Las Vegas, and he finished the NCAA singles top 20 in 2008, doubles top 10 in 2008 also for the NCAA, and also a finalist for the NCAA team championships for University of Illinois. Let's all welcome longtime national team player for the Philippines, Ruben Gonzales. Hi, Ruben. Welcome to All About Tennis.
Hey, boss. Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
How are you doing so far? What have you been doing since this COVID crisis?
Trying to stay busy. After Davis Cup in Manila, I came home and had to do a self-quarantine at my apartment for about 2 weeks before I head back to where my family lives in Terre Haute, Indiana. So now I've been home, trying to train as much as I can and just spend time with my family, trying to stay busy.
So you came from Manila, right? Playing the Davis Cup, and
Yes.
You went home. And how's that? Did you do a self quarantine before going to where you are now, or you went?
Exactly. Exactly. I basically went to my girlfriend Michelle's apartment, or my fiance, sorry, in Indianapolis, and I stayed there for 2 weeks by myself, basically just self-quarantining, just to make sure that I was okay before I headed back to my family's house, which is about an hour away.
Okay, so at least you're there with your family, and that's so important, especially during this time. It's so hard to be alone, I'm sure. So I mean, you experienced that for 14 days, and it's good that. How's your parents now? How's your parents?
They're doing well. They're doing well. My dad is still practicing, so he's obviously trying to be as careful as he can since he's in the hospital a bunch. But my parents are healthy, thank goodness. And it's been great being home, spending time with them. So just trying to stay busy.
So before coming in there, you last played the Davis Cup, and after the Davis Cup, what was your original plan? Where were you supposed to play?
After Davis Cup, I was supposed to come back and play a challenger in the States. A challenger and maybe a couple 25,000s. That was the plan. So I knew that after Davis Cup, I kind of heard that there could be some delays, and obviously that's what happened. So I ended up staying in Manila, and then they canceled the tournaments, and then I came home, and like I said, I had to do the self-quarantine, and now we're kind of a month into it now, and just hanging out.
Okay, so you decided to stop the tour even before the tour suspended the tournaments.
I didn't really decide, but I knew that I'd heard something that there could be some delays or cancellations of tournaments. So I kind of was just sitting tight in Manila, and then when it happened, I already had a flight home. So I came home, and then it was already canceled for 6 weeks, all the tournaments. So I had no choice but to just hang out and stay. And I was still trying to train and do all the things that I normally do, hoping to stay ready. But obviously the cancellations and the delays are continuing. And now it's not till July 13th that they're hoping that the tournaments will start again.
Mm-hmm. Take us to what are you doing lately? What's your day like?
My day, so usually I wake up whenever that is, 8:39, and I do this. I take a shower, and then I do like this 20-minute meditation thing that's kind of like a cold shower, then a 20-minute meditation, and then I do like a yoga session for like 40 minutes. And then after that, I eat breakfast, And I've been reading a lot, especially we have a lot of time, and I'm a big reader. I read for like another 45 minutes. Then I eat breakfast, then get my first workout in, usually around 12 for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then I eat lunch and then practice for about 3 hours. So then after that, it's nighttime already, and then try to stretch, do the recovery, and do it all over again the next day. So I've been doing that for the past 3 weeks. So it's been good. It's been good.
That's good. You told me earlier that where you're staying now, you guys have a private court, and you get to play a lot. Who are you playing with? Who are you practicing with?
Yeah, I'm blessed to have a court at my parents' house, so just in the backyard. Luckily, a neighbor of mine plays college tennis, and because the college season is canceled, he's home, so he just comes over and practices, and we make sure to stay pretty far away from each other. But yeah, we've been practicing for the past 2-3 weeks for 3 hours every day, so I'm really blessed to have that. Because I've heard a lot of people aren't able to play, but I've been able to do that and continue to train just like how I normally do.
That's good. So you're not doing those mini tennis or walling like Roger Federer. Federer is not as bad as you, bro.
Yeah. Honestly, if I didn't have this, I would be doing that 100%. Because, I mean, time away from tennis is pretty tough for me to begin with. So I would have found a wall somewhere, or been denting up the garage or something like that. So luckily I have the court.
Have you been home with your parents this long? I mean, as a ATP player, I mean, it's almost impossible, right?
Yeah. Like, basically I've been traveling since 2009. Like last year I traveled like 37 weeks. So now I've been home for 3 weeks. It's the longest I've been home in like 11 years. So it's kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time. You know, I felt like even though I love playing tennis, I love traveling, I've missed a lot of stuff. You know, like it was my mom's birthday a few days ago, and it was the first birthday I've spent with her in like 5 years or something like that. So I felt really lucky that I got to do that. And so there's been some positives for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody should look into. You know, the positives on this coronavirus.
For
And
sure.
there's a lot. I mean, we all get to spend time with our family now, and
For sure.
I'm
For sure.
sure everyone is also enjoying that portion of this crisis.
For sure. You know, a lot of people are like, I can't do this, or I can't do that. But I mean, there's still a lot of things you can do. So like you said, spending time with family, I think is the most important thing. And I think this is kind of changing everyone's perspective. So even though I can't travel and these things, like I've actually enjoyed being home with my family. I mean, I don't like that I can't go out of the house that much, but obviously, I mean, it could be a lot worse, you know?
One of the good things also is that we can do this podcast, and we get to talk to you, and a lot of more Filipinos now can know you better.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like all these apps and like Zoom and all these things make everything more accessible. So it's great to be able to keep in contact with everyone, especially guys like you. It's been great. It's been great being home. I've been able to call a lot of my friends that I haven't talked to in a long time and still keep in contact. So I think this is a rare opportunity that we have now that I'm trying to obviously use it to the max, you know?
Ruben, let's go back a little bit to your last tournament, which was the Davis Cup versus Greece. And you played doubles with Nino Alcantara. And tell us something about that last tournament that you had.
Oh, it was awesome. You know, me and Nino have only played a couple times, but the last time we played, we got a silver medal in the Southeast Asian Games in 2017 in Kuala Lumpur. So obviously we've had a good memory, and we haven't played since then. And now we played again, and we had a good win in Davis Cup. I mean, it was an amazing crowd, probably the most people we've played for in PCA. Amazing atmosphere, and for us to get the win was kind of a bonus. I think it was a really obviously entertaining tie to have Stefanos there, number 6 in the world. I mean, we haven't had that and for how long. So I think that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was so much fun to play in front of the home crowd again. It's been a few years since I've played, so I've always tried to really treasure those memories.
I know you guys played really well, and it was you and another Cebuana Luwilier sports ambassador, Nino Alcantara, uh, was the pride of the Philippines. You know, we got to put ourselves in the scoreboard with you guys winning. Um, but if you had a chance to play singles, because we all know what happened to singles, we both lost, especially to Stefanos. But just curious, if you played singles, what do you think you would have done if you played against Stefanos?
First, I'd like to say, I mean, AJ and Jason did a great job. It's not easy to go from, playing tournaments to playing someone who's sixth in the world, someone who just finaled an ATP 500 event. So what they did was, I thought, very commendable. Obviously, it would have been a tough match no matter what. I mean, like I said, the guy's number 6 in the world for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I play very different than both those guys, and maybe I could have brought something a little bit different to the table. But who knows? I mean, I would have loved to play. Because I love to play Davis Cup and I love to play singles. I haven't played in a while, but it would have been an amazing experience. And hopefully, I would have done my best, and hopefully to try to give them some problems out there.
I know, and I mean, we hardly get number 6, as you said, player in the world to come to Manila. And for me, as a fan, it would have been nice to see you against him, Nino against him, and even Tret against
for sure.
Just to see like what could have been done.
For sure. Yeah, that would have been an amazing experience. Obviously we don't make those decisions, but that would have been crazy. I would have loved to play him as many times as I could have. But I'm happy with the way that AJ and Jason played. They did their best, and yeah, unfortunately we lost, and who knows when we're going to play again. So, but hopefully at some point we will.
Ruben, who's the most popular guy you played with?
Popular guy, like practice or played a match?
Played in a match.
I played Andrei Rublev a couple times in doubles a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. He's top 20 in the world. I played David Goffin a couple years ago, mm-hmm. top 20 in the world. I played Junior. I played Monfils. I played Monfils once in juniors. I played Tsonga once in juniors. Yeah, I've played a bunch of guys. But yeah, those are probably the highest ranked guys I've played. And obviously Kevin Anderson was a teammate of mine in college. He was top 5 in the world 2 years ago or last year. Obviously I've played him a bunch. I mean, I spent basically practicing with him every day for 3 years straight. So obviously I've had some. Yes.
Did he reach the Wimbledon finals, right? Or
Wimbledon and U.S. Open. He made the U.S. Open final as well.
Singles. Yeah. And he was your teammate in
Illinois.
University.
Yes.
And did you play doubles with him also?
Yeah, actually, I had a huge win with him against the number 1 team in the country, Tret Huey and Somdev Devarman. Me and Kevin.
Oh, really?
Beat them, actually. Yeah.
Tret
yeah. I think you know that guy.
Yeah, of course. He was my pilot episode guest.
Yes, I saw that. I love that. I mean, I'm a little jealous that you chose him to play in PCA over me, but we're gonna have a lot of opportunities going forward. Maybe I'll get a chance.
Don't worry. We the invitation is there. I just thought that you were not in shape at that time. If you
I was playing singles too. I know you're a doubles player and you were more focused on the doubles, so that makes sense.
But going back to talking about tennis, because this is what it's all about. Wimbledon got canceled, and French Open also got canceled, and I mean postponed, and now it's close to the date of the U.S. Open, only a week apart. Who do you think will suffer or will benefit with this development of having U.S. Open and the French Open almost 1 week apart?
I mean, it's obviously a really unique circumstance since this never really happened. I mean, no one really benefits, obviously, because everyone wants to be playing. But obviously, the guys that have been hurt, giving them a chance to kind of heal up right now, like Roger, since he's been injured, I think this gives them time to be obviously be ready for those tournaments. But yeah, I mean, it's a really unique circumstance. You know, I'm not really sure who really benefits or who doesn't. But hopefully the tournaments actually take place. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean? So they're obviously hoping for the best that's going to happen. But I guess we're going to see.
How about Wimbledon getting canceled? What do you think about this? I mean, first time in, I don't know, so many years that the holy grail of tennis, we're not seeing Wimbledon now. I mean, it's amazing.
I mean, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Obviously, like you said, it's the biggest tournament in the world, the most prestigious one, the one that like is synonymous with tennis. That it's canceled is just, it's kind of surreal. You know what I mean? That could actually happen. But obviously, it's in the best interest of everyone's health. And I was reading that they took out an insurance policy. So obviously they're not just losing the money that they put up for the tournament and all those things. So, but obviously the health of everyone is the most important thing. And the tournament will go on next year and hopefully the years to come. So it's definitely different, but I think it's in everyone's best interest for sure.
Mm-hmm. Have you been watching a lot of these challenges on social media? Have you been doing?
I have. I've been challenged a few times with certain things. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Have you done one of them?
I've only done the not tennis ones. I've done like the push-up challenge and then the buzz cut challenge. But I haven't done the tennis one. I got challenged to the tennis one recently, so I might have to do that tomorrow, you know?
Okay. Have you seen are you not participating in Roger Federer's challenge?
I saw that actually. Is it as many as you can do in a minute, or what is it supposed to be?
I don't think he's counting how many you can do in a minute or so, but
yeah.
But basically trying to volley as much as you can. But I think the most important there is your form and your hat and how creative you are.
Yeah, for sure. The problem is I don't have a good wall here. So I only have the court. So I need to figure out that first. That's got to be the priority. I got to find a wall somewhere.
I saw someone doing it with two hands, volleying with himself.
You should have told me that earlier.
Excuses. Don't give excuses.
That's true. That's true.
You're a professional ATP player. So
yeah, I got to be more creative for sure. That's what I got to do.
Ruben, can you give me your 5 best players of all time?
5 best players of all time. That's a really good question. 5 favorite or 5 best?
No, 5 best, you think?
5 best. In order or just name 5?
In order. To make it more challenging.
Okay. Number 1, at this point, I would say Roger. Just, I've seen them all play in person, and they're all incredibly impressive. Don't get me wrong, but Roger, especially with his talent and all the things that he can do and how he can make it look so easy for me, I would put him number 1. I have a really hard time putting him ahead of Rafa because I think Rafa's amazing too, but at this point I would still put him number 1. And then I would put Rafa, then Djokovic, who, like I said, it's really hard for me to put them in front of each other because I feel like they're all equal. at their best, I feel like they're all very similar levels, So those three, and then I have to put Pete Sampras in there. He's the next behind them in the slam list. And then number 5. Number 5. That is a really good question. Yeah, number 5. I mean, Rod Laver has a lot of records, and he's up there in the slams too. That's obviously got to be up there. Rod Laver or someone like Bjorn Borg. I mean, they're pretty close, as far as the slams go. But yeah, definitely the top 3, and then 4 I would put Pete Sampras for sure, and then either Rod Laver or Bjorn Borg. I don't know if I'm missing anybody, but
I can see you sweating now. Don't worry about it.
I know. I don't want to say anything.
there's no right answer for this question.
I know. I wish you gave me like a sheet I could have studied before this. I would have prepared a better answer. But that's definitely the list that I would put together. Those 5.
Yeah, it's like a Miss Universe question for tennis players. Don't worry.
I know. I would have failed really badly. Good question.
I remember the first time you played, that I saw you play in the Philippines, and I believe it was the Mitsubishi International Juniors in Manila. Do you remember what?
You mean this right here?
Oh, there you go. I remember that. Nice.
That was a long time ago.
Long ago, bro. Rizal Memorial.
Yes, that was a long time ago.
Do you know what? You remember what year was that?
2000. Sorry about that.
No worries.
2000. Let me see. 2002.
2002.
Yes.
So can you take us
Were
back?
you about 18?
I think 19.
19, just out of juniors.
Take us back to that time. As I understand, maybe that was the first tournament that you played in the Philippines.
Yes.
What was your memory about it?
That was actually the second ITF tournament I ever played. I think I was 16, and I got a wild card, and obviously I was pretty excited about that. Getting to play in front of like some of my family hadn't seen me in years, and I mean they hadn't seen me play either, obviously. So to have them there watching me, I was kind of nervous, and I think I played a guy the first round. I played a guy who was like ended up being top 20 or top 30 in the world singles. So I beat him first round, and then I beat another guy second round. So I lost in the quarterfinals, but it was an amazing experience. I remember I played doubles with a guy, Yannick Guba.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We all know
Yes.
Yannick.
Yes.
He's based in Singapore or in Malaysia now.
Awesome.
And coaching out there and doing really well also. Oh,
Yeah,
so you
that's my doubles partner.
Oh, that's your doubles partner.
Yeah, he was my doubles partner in that tournament.
And Yannick eventually became the Davis Cupper also for the Philippines.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
He played with the tie against Kazakhstan, as I remember.
Awesome. I literally haven't seen him since that tournament, but hope he's doing well.
So how was how did you do in that doubles tournament?
I think we lost. We beat a good team or something first round, and then we lost second round. I don't remember to who, but I remember having a good time with him. He was a nice guy. I remember he didn't speak that much. We weren't talking a whole lot. I was trying to, but yeah, I don't know if he didn't know that I understood Tagalog, but he just wasn't speaking that much. But it was a good time. He was a nice guy, and nothing but good memories for sure.
Most likely at that time, he was also the #1 junior player.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
I think PJ played that tournament.
Yeah, PJ was your back. He wasn't as. I mean, Yannick was, I think, a better junior player than PJ when they were when they were young, but eventually
I remember
PJ
meeting
became a.
Serena in that tournament too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Serena
crazy.
Revela.
Crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
crazy. And I remember there's obviously some big names that have played that tournament. I mean, during that time, Sonia Mirza was playing, and definitely Go Sueda played that tournament. A good friend of mine, Chris Kwan, who was like 4 in the world at the time, was playing. So the Mitsubishi's always attracted a lot of good players.
Yeah.
So
A few years earlier than when you played, I also played in there, and that's where I partnered with Mahesh Bhupati.
wow, that guy's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good man, you're good at picking
Multiple Grand
partners.
Slam champion. Yeah.
I need to step up before I play doubles with you. You know?
I know. Like you'll be in good company with Mahesh Bhupati, Tret Yui,
Man,
Cecil,
unbelievable.
huh?
Whoa,
Nini Alcantara.
unreal. Unreal. I gotta get a better resume before I play with you for sure.
At least when you play with me, it's not gonna be your fault. It's always gonna be Randy's fault. That's why they love playing with me.
Oh man.
Since
You're gonna be the one carrying me anyways. What do you mean? You're gonna be the reason we won.
well, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Your serve? No one's getting that serve back for sure.
Your serve and my serve, but seriously,
Unbreakable. Unbreakable. All the teams at PCA better watch out, I think. You know?
Yeah. No, maybe we'll play the next challenger in Manila.
Yeah,
We have to
deal.
step up.
Deal. We got time to train now, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I remember when you played with – I remember one thing when you played with Tret in the PCA, every time I saw you before your match, you were doing calf raises on the in the gym.
You know what you call that? That's cramming.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to get in shape while in the tournament.
As I can recall, I feel like Tret was doing that too. So, oh, good times, man. Good times.
Since you showed us that that poster that you had there, I mean the plaque that you had there with the Mitsubishi International Juniors, and now I can see some frames there at the back. You mind showing us those?
Yeah, for sure.
They're very important events of your tennis career.
I got some good ones here. Can you see this one right here?
Oh, nice.
That's from my senior year right there.
Oh, is it? I thought that was today. It looks like your hair.
That's the look I was actually going for. I was trying to turn the clock back, you know?
Yeah.
So that one is from my senior year. This one is from my junior year right here. You can see that. That's nice. The year we made the finals of the NCAAs, and there's Kevin Anderson right here.
Wow. He looks really young there.
I know. We all do, huh? And then this one is from my sophomore year right here.
2005, 2006.
Yes. Don't do the math there, please. And then this one is a really special one right here with my hero. You see that?
Andre Agassi.
Andre Agassi, yes. That's probably the most special one for me. And then
taking that photo.
So I grew up near Indianapolis, and there was a ATP 250 there at the time, which I ball boyed for like 4 years. So I ball boyed everybody, Agassi, Sampras, and a friend of ours was the tournament director, and he asked me, who's the one guy that you want to meet? And I'm like, Andre Agassi is my hero. And I got to meet him, and I talked to him for a bit, and then I got to walk him out to center court for his match. He was playing a night match, and he was just like talking to me. And then he's like, come with me. And I walked him out to center court, and he went and kicked some guy's ass. and it was like the coolest night ever. Like that's one of the most special memories I had playing tennis, and that inspired me to try to get to that level, work to be a professional, was that experience. And here's another old school Andre right here. You can see that.
Oh yes, I remember that. That's the time that he was wearing denim shorts.
Yep, exactly. So obviously you can tell that he was my favorite player, other than you.
Those are great collection that you have there, and I'm wondering when are you going to put up some of your Davis Cup photos in your room?
I know. I need to somehow I have like obviously a bunch of pictures from on Facebook and stuff, but I need to get them printed, and I definitely need to add that for sure. So many great memories in Davis Cup. And what's funny is Johnny Arcelia actually sent me a bunch of old Davis Cup pictures that I've posted, but I definitely want to get some framed. That's actually a really good idea, because those are some of my obviously fondest memories that I've had in tennis so far. So really good.
Talking about Davis Cup, can you take us back to your first Davis Cup experience?
First Davis Cup experience. The very first time I played was, sorry?
In the Philippines.
Oh, the very first time. Oh, Iriga City.
Iriga City.
Iriga City.
The Davis Cup that was hosted in Bicol.
Yes, exactly. That was the very first live match that I ever played was there. And what's really funny is that we played Pacific Oceania, which Guam and all those islands. The guy that we played – exactly. The guy that we played, one of the guys we played is my coach now.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, he's coaching me now. This guy, Daniel Urenas, he played college tennis at Hawaii, and we've been friends for years, and he started coaching me a lot. Started coaching me last year, and he's helped me a ton. So it's just funny that I sent him pictures of that tie. Actually, I'm like, you know who I was playing in this? So it's a really funny connection. But yeah, it was amazing. I remember me and Johnny played doubles, and we won in 4 sets. And that was the very first live match that I ever played in Davis Cup. Like, amazing memory. Like, very good crowd, indoors, really hot. But yeah, it was so much fun.
I think I remember that match, and I know you and Johnny were so nervous, I think.
Yeah.
Playing tie. Especially at those times, the favorites who were playing then was Cecil Mamit and
Cecil was the captain actually, but not playing. So I remember the singles was Jason and Tret.
With Jason and Tret, yeah.
Jason and
But
Tret,
I mean, before I think those before that Davis Cup, the ones who were playing a lot was Cecil, of course, Tret, and those are the times of Eric Taino. So
for sure.
That's the first, as you mentioned, that was your first live match, and
yes,
I remember you and Johnny being so nervous with that particular match.
Yeah, I remember it was really tight.
It was like really well.
Yeah. There was definitely moments in the match we were playing well, but yeah, there were some nervy moments too. I remember it was 7-6. I'm a pretty good memory. 7-6, 6-7, 7-5, 7-6, and I remember at 6-5 or 5-4 in the 4th set, we had Love 40 on their serve, and then we didn't win it, and obviously we're like, oh crap. And then luckily we were able to win it in the tiebreaker 7-4 and close it out. And I remember we were really excited. Obviously, I have a picture of it, of us like jumping, chest bumping, and then I remember Johnny like threw his shirt and his shoes into the crowd. So obviously we were both pretty excited after that.
That's really good. I think why you guys were nervous was also because how warm the reception of the city of Iriga to the whole Davis Cup team, not only to the Philippines but even to Pacific Oceania.
For sure.
It was such a big welcome. We had a parade. The The stadium was almost full with so
Yes,
many people and so many programs just for the Davis Cup during that time.
for sure. I think during Davis Cup is so different than like regular tournaments because you play some of these challengers and there's not that many people watching, and then all of a sudden you're playing Davis Cup and there's a home team and an away team and there's so many people cheering, and it's almost like college but even more energy, I feel like. So yeah, I think that kind of played into the nerves a little bit. But I mean, to come through in those circumstances, in my mind, there's no better feeling than winning a Davis Cup match at home.
Ruben, you play a lot of doubles. Do you have a dream partner to play with?
Dream partner, other than you?
Other than me, yeah, sure.
Dream partner.
It can be
Current
anyone.
player or anybody?
It can be anyone.
I'll give you four. Or four,
Okay.
yes. So the first three are going to be my three favorite players of all time: Andre Agassi, Roger Federer, and Patrick Rafter. And then the fourth one would be Leander Paes. I feel like he's an amazing. He's probably maybe the best individual doubles player to ever play the game, and I got the pleasure of playing him twice a couple years ago in two challengers and getting to talk to him and practice with him. Thought he was a cool guy, but I think he's an amazing talent, and I think it would have been a cool experience to play with him.
Yeah, and I remember watching him as a junior then. He played a lot also in Manila, some challengers and also the International Junior Tournament. And really amazing doubles player, but even a singles player, a lot of people
Great
don't
singles
know
player.
he was a really good singles player. He
Bronze
got,
medalist in the Olympics.
yes, in Atlanta Olympics. I
Yeah.
remember where Agassi won the gold.
Exactly. I think playing with him would be an amazing experience. Like playing against them was really cool. I unfortunately lost to him 17-15 in the super tiebreaker. And we had match point at, I think, multiple match points. We had one at 14-13, I remember, in the super tiebreaker. I remember I served, came in, and I had a first volley. And I kind of no-looked, hit it cross court, and I saw that he was moving, and it literally nicked the net. And I literally, when I hit it and I saw that, I was like, it's over. And somehow he reflexed it like that, and we lost the point. And I was like, I remember thinking, like, there's not another human on this earth that would have made that volley. But he was able to, and we lost that match, unfortunately, and I didn't sleep very much that night. Losing that match, but when I look back on it, I think it was a pretty cool experience because I played him in a packed crowd in Dallas at the Challenger there. It was a full sold out crowd, and having him playing against him in that atmosphere was really cool.
He's still active, right? He hasn't retired yet.
Well, this is supposed to be his last year, so yeah, it was like he on social media, he's calling it one last roar or whatever, and I don't know what he's going to do, if he's going to try to play next year, or the year's not over obviously, but what he's going to do, but he's going to be missed for sure. I mean, he's an amazing talent for sure.